My name is Ted Sass, and I live in Omaha, Nebraska. And thank you for taking a few of your moments to view and listen to my Teddio video about apartment dwellers, group advertising sales, smartphone associates, mini level marketing. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I wish that complex ideas that are simple could be explained easily, but they can't. So that's one of the reasons I'm making this video to help to quickly explain the opportunities related to a business plan for extra personal income opportunities for people who live in apartments. I've been a salesperson all of my life. I started selling when I was 8 years old, selling greeting cards door to door in the little town of Norfolk, Nebraska, where I was raised. And I sold cookware and sterling silver and china to young working girls for their hope chest, so they were all equipped when they got married. I did that through high school, and right after high school, I went into selling for national companies and did that for many years. And in the process, in between, started some businesses. I've started about, oh, I think 17 or 18 businesses during my business career, and was also fortunate enough to do some importing from Germany during that time, and with a introducing a new farm equipment machine from Germany. That was way back in the early 70s and through the mid 80s. By the way, that machine is still being sold around the globe worldwide now and has been a tremendous advantage to agriculture, ruminant animal producers uh, who are able to keep more of the forage and animal nutrients that they raise right on their own farms, or not having to go off the farm to buy processed animal feed, which is a lot more expensive. And so they make less profit when they go that route. So the only reason I mention that is that I do have a lot of sales experience. I was field promoted into sales management when I was 23 years old and ended up my career being offered a director of sales position for one of the largest insurance companies in America. After I'd only been with them 2 years as a insurance salesman, and I'd never sold insurance before when I started to work for that company, and that was late in my career. That was after I'd been selling for, oh, I don't know, 30 some years. I ended up in insurance sales. Really don't know how, but I guess I was looking for a job and sales job, and there was one available. I had to get an insurance license, but I did, and I did real well at it. So I retired in 1958 from road selling because I reasoned that I could do a lot more selling on the internet instead of looking at the windshield, running my car up and down the interstates and byways and highways of states that I covered. I've traveled nationally using airplanes, and I spent a lot of time sitting in airports waiting for planes that were late arriving and taking off. So I got tired of doing that, and I started traveling with my car. And but the problem there was the kind of selling I did was developing new business for companies, and that required me to move ahead to new accounts all the time, because when I set up an account, then the company had a salesperson that came behind me and took care of the account. My job was to go out and do the pioneering and develop the sales territories and develop the accounts for the salespeople that called on the accounts regularly after that. So I just mention all that to let you know that I've got a lot of experience in sales, and since I did start working on the internet, I've created lots of different types of business plans that are more tuned to uh, local independent business owners that really can't compete today on a level playing field because the big companies that have the big advertising budgets are more likely to be able to afford the media advertising costs that are associated with, the radio and television and newspaper advertising. Those businesses, generally speaking, are larger businesses that have larger operating costs, and therefore their selling of their advertising is highly, it's they've got to recover all those high costs of operating, and that means their selling price for their advertising is higher priced. But that basically what happens is that shuts out the local independent business owner that doesn't have the high advertising budget. So to me, that's a niche market in advertising that can easily be addressed and provide an easy and profitable solution for local independent business owners in every city. Now that brings me to the problem of selling to all those businesses. There's over 32 million small independent business owners in the United States. Actually, they're the backbone of our economy, and they hire more people than any other one category of business in America. And so they're very important to our economy, and we've got to find a way to make them more viable, more profitable. And my business plan for them does that. And it's branded called Zip Code Associates. And basically, they group together in zip codes where their businesses are located in cities, membership cities, chapter membership cities, and and then they offer a highly sought after benefit to consumers in those cities called weekly cash awards. And basically, what that amounts to is they take half of their membership fee or investment and they put it into, as a group, what they brand as weekly cash awards. And they award that weekly cash award fund to customers that live in each city. And so uh, it is a way, and I sell those memberships on an exclusive basis according to the category of business that the business member is approved to operate in their city. And I subcategorize the food businesses because everybody's not going to eat the same kind of food every day. So in their zip code, when they've got the category exclusive, let's say the fried chicken business, they're just one fried chicken independent business owner in that zip code then that has the advantage of offering weekly cash awards, and it's that way for every category of business in that city. So when customers go and do business with those businesses that they find on Rainbow Business Directory online, it shows them right where those businesses are that are giving away weekly cash awards every week. And so customers, obviously, if they're going to go out and buy something to eat or go out and buy something, they're probably going to want to check to see which businesses in their zip code where they live or where they work that are offering weekly cash awards. Because, as long as they're going to spend their money, they might as well get eligible for weekly cash awards too. Now, the nice thing about my weekly cash awards is that everybody that registered is going to get a cash award. And it's the way that I work that out with my exclusive weekly cash awards program and my ABCD email list is that the awards are given out based on the date that the customer registers for the weekly cash awards. So now imagine you've got a list of people that register online with the regular registration form. All they do is put in their email address and their zip code where they live and their zip code where they work, and they submit that. And then there's a date on every one of those registrations, don't you see? And when it comes time to award the weekly cash awards every week, then that list is surveyed to see how many that are registered, and the data registration uh, can be the number of awards that can be given out based on the fund in that city that week. And the membership investment for the businesses is on a weekly basis. So as the membership of businesses grows in the city, the weekly cash awards fund grows every week. And so uh, you've always got the growing fund, and you've got the list there of the people who have registered, the customers, and they're registered by dates. And as long as the funds hold out for that week, then they go down the list. And when the funds are gone, then that much money divided by that many people is the award for that week. And then you can take that money out to those businesses and get your reward redeemed at those businesses in your city, in your zip code, and where you work in your zip code. If you go out for lunch, you just as well go to a place where you're going to get eligible for weekly cash awards. Plus, there's branded coupons too that are available at each one of those businesses for gas, called gas ponds, and also America Again trend coupons. And the coupons are unique that I've designed because it's based on a progressive cash savings coupon plan. What that simply means is, most of the coupons that are used, in fact, all of them that are used, and it's the biggest form of advertising that business uses today is cash customer savings coupons. They're all limited as far as the date that you can use the coupon, right? So that's what that's all about. They want to lower their exposure to the cost of that coupon. So that, in other words, they don't want to always incur that cost every time they issue a coupon. So they limit the number of days that they're going to expose their business to that extra cost. And so that kind of makes it a little difficult because it kind of puts the consumer in a position where it kind of forces them to do something a certain way, and that's I like to do it a little bit differently. And so I came up with this progressive cash savings coupon concept. And what that amounts to is that there's no ever any limit as far as date on the coupons. The coupons run for 4-week cycles, and it starts out at a small discount, but then the next week the discount gets bigger, and the next week the discount gets bigger yet, and the fourth week it's cost. In other words, the businesses that participate in this, some may not participate, but I think most of them will. That fourth week, they figure out their cost to sell that product, and they sell it at cost that week. Now, you might say, well, why would they do that? They're there to make a profit. Well, certainly, but if you think about it, the whole idea of marketing and advertising is to get customers to coming to your business on a regular basis. In other words, I call it enduring loyalty awards. So with my coupons, with progressive cash savings coupons concept, the more you go, the more you save because you take that savings over a 4-week period, including that cost purchase the fourth week. Say, for example, in food, that fourth week you're out here buying at basically roughly a 80% discount thereabouts, and because, or excuse me, not that, for about a 40% discount, roughly up to 60, because food cost, which is, the business is entitled to recover, is about 40 to 50%, and then or maybe a little less, but then the operating costs are added to that, and then the profit, and that's how they get their retail. So, but that fourth week, you really save if you're out buying lunch every week, right? And the business gains because they get the cumulative effect of the customers coming back to their business every week because they're increasingly getting a better discount, the 4-week cycle. And then when you average that out, they're buying at less retail costs over that 4-week period, dramatically less. And the customer, the business is gaining because when you take the added business volume and all the rest of your costs are about the same, you end up with more profit because you sell more. Okay, yeah, you understand how that works? So the business wins and the customer wins. Because the way it is now, it's very difficult for small businesses to compete with the franchise stores. And incidentally, I don't sell this program to franchise businesses, okay? I sell it to local independent business owners and only one of a category in a zip code or carry around. See, so because they need a way to increase their share of market in the city they operate, don't they? Sure they do, because they got their investment, and actually the consumer's better off by getting a better deal by doing with those businesses rather than the ones that are always charging them the higher price all the time, because the bigger companies have higher operating costs, constantly higher operating costs, and that forces them to raise their prices more regularly to keep up with those higher rising costs, which puts the consumer at a disadvantage and forces the consumer to spend less or get less or both. Where my program works the other way. The consumer gets a better deal, the business gets more income and more profit, and so everybody wins. Now, okay, what's the purpose of smartphone associates and mini-level marketing? Now, this is really what you're going to be interested in, but the rest of that, you have to kind of understand that to see why smartphone associates and mini-level marketing is so valuable for you, the customer, see? Now, what I've done is targeted people that live in apartments, okay? Because there's over 110 million people in the United States that live in apartments. And as a group, looking at it from my perspective, it's easier to market to that group than it is to market to homeowners, because the homeowners are run across such a spectrum of economic home values, whereas apartment dwellers as a group are customers the same way that homeowners are, and they're much easier for me to target with this concept. Now, when you've got a business plan like I do for business members to join up and offer the weekly cash awards. By the way, they pay $30 a year and $9 a week to get in this program. So in Omaha, for example, I've got a budget of 1,000 businesses. That's only 100 businesses per zip code, and they're all different. So if you take that through the city at $9 a week, that's $9,000 a week those 1,000 businesses are putting into their marketing program as a group. And they get a web page, they get a local independent business owner web page that they can link to their website, that talks about weekly cash awards available at their store in their zip code, and gives them the opportunity to let people know that they are approved to offer the weekly cash awards in their city. Now, the thing is, uh, they take my membership agreement for those businesses, they take half of that money that they put in every week, and at a full budget of 1,000 business members, that's almost $5,000 a week that they're able to give away as a group, right? To the customers that are signed up on the program. Now you have to understand that weekly cash awards is every week, so their $9 a week that each one pays is every week, and that's ongoing. So now I've got to have some way to let the businesses know that they can apply for this program and see. It's never a question whether they're going to join or not. It's a question of whether they can get approved for their category of business in their zip code or carrier route, see, because they can't buy advertising like this for $30 a year and $9 a week, and with an agreement that says 100% of the money is used to promote their group, which I that's my agreement. 100% of that $30 a year and $9 a week is by membership agreement used to promote their group. And now you might say, well, how do they know you're going to use 100% of the money? That's real easy because I've created a program called CPA Verified. And what that simply means, I take part of that money that they put in every week and we contract with a local certified public accountant that's state licensed. And we run a financial audit on all the membership income, and that CPA publishes a financial audit and publishes it on the website, the membership website. So that proves to the business owners that the membership is being lived up to. Now that brings me to apartment dwellers group advertising sales, because I need some way to inform and sell the program to businesses, okay? And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, apartment dwellers are an easy group of people to reach, to target, to get information to. And apartment dwellers, by and large, can use extra money to help them, excuse me, to help them pay their various budgeted expenses that they have through the month in running their household, right? So extra money is important, especially when you don't have to do any selling. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sign up, and it doesn't cost anything to sign up or register, and it automatically registers you for weekly cash awards because you're a customer, and it automatically qualifies you for sales commissions for the businesses that join up and pay that $30 a week and $30 a year and $9 a week. Now, how does that work? Well, I've created a program called mini level marketing. Most people are familiar with multi-level marketing. That's where you do all the work down at the bottom in the levels, down below, and a few people at the top get about 40 or 50% of the commission as it goes up the line. And you do all the work, you do all the selling down below, and buying inventory and whatever else they make you do. To me, that's an old and a kind of a deceptive way of telling people they're going to earn extra money, because basically all they're really doing is providing an income for the people that get them involved in the program, and they're doing all the work. So I like to cut that sort of thing out, but the idea is good because you need groups of people to get information out to sell things. That's why companies have big sales forces, okay? So smartphone associates, when you think about it, And people that live in apartments, when you think about it, are a large group. And so it's easy for them to get information out. And with email and everything else that we have today on the internet, we're able to get information out to these local businesses by apartment dwellers group sales, advertising sales. And the way it works is that the customer, the business acquisition, the business member acquisitions is worth 15% commissions. Okay. In other words, let's say you hired a salesman to go out and sell the business owners to join this particular weekly cash awards zip code associates business program to increase their customers and increase their business sales. Well, you'd have to pay that salesman a commission, wouldn't you? Or worse, a salary and his expenses maybe even. So in order to get around all that, I just pay the 15% to the customers. Well, that makes sense. Sure, they're the ones that are providing the business, the income to the business owners. So why not pay them a commission for doing that business with those business owners? You can't really call it a kickback because they're going to spend their money anywhere anyway, and they're going to want to spend it where they get the weekly cash awards, right? So to let the business know that they can get more customers and by the weekly cash awards program, and do it in a very economical way at $30 a year and $9 a week, and all of it going to promote the group by customer or business agreement verified by CPA verified and CPA audits online. They're going to want to join up, and we want to make it easy for them to join up. And so they're able to join up online and check to see whether their category of business is available in their zip code. And if it is, they start paying their money in right away. And 15% of that is paid out to the sales commission category of the remaining 50% of what the group puts in as the investment to belong to the program. So you see it's 100% would be the $30 that it costs a business to join and $9 a week. Then 50% of that goes into the weekly cash awards. So that leaves 50% left to run the membership. 15% of that, 50% then is used for sales commissions. 15% is used for the website and internet costs to promote the membership in that city. So now you got 30% of 50%. And then the remaining 20% of 50% is used to hire a contract with an attorney locally and a CPA and miscellaneous costs so that things like insurance and everything are addressed for the business members. Okay, so keep everything on the up and up. So that's 100%, and that's what the CPA verifies every month when they publish the financial statement online. So now you got a 15% sales commission. Well, now here, think of it this way. You got 1,000 businesses paying in $9 a week. That's $9,000 a week. So now you've got $4,500 a week going into the weekly cash awards, right? $4,500 a week going into the weekly cash awards. Well, then out of the $4,500, if you pay 15% commission, that's $4,000. Or that's $450 plus 125. Let's see, $225. That's That's $675 a week, right? Okay. Now that $675 a week, 10% of that is paid out. That's 675 equals 15%. and 85% of that, 675 a week, is paid out to the smartphone associates that sign up for this program. And so that is shared with them every week, and that's part of that CPA verified financial audit. So you're assured of getting your commission because you can see that the number of people that are smartphone associates that are signed up from the apartment dwellers group advertising sales group in the city, you can see that your commissions are being paid. You see the total amount. So the CPA goes and looks at the $675 every week and says, well, 85% of that is paid to those apartment dwellers group advertising sales. That's the commission, 85%. And then that's shared equally with each one of the apartment dwellers group advertising sales. Equally, shared equally. See, so nobody has an advantage over anybody else. Now you say, well, what do we do, or how do we do when after we sign up for Smartphone Associates? What do we do? Well, that's the next part of this program, and the only thing you really have to know is that, like it says right up there above on the web page of this video, it says easy money. That's what it is, and I've designed it that way, and you can tell that it's easy because of all the other things that I've designed and created that are so original and innovative that nobody else is offering, okay? And that's, again, because of my experience in the selling game for many, many, many years. And a good successful track record, too, I might say. Not in a bragging way, but just a matter of historical fact. So, but really what all it really amounts to is to let the customers know, the businesses know, that this opportunity is available to them. And there's a very easy and simple way to do that, simply by informing the businesses with the material that I provide to you. Okay? And you don't really have to do anything. All you have to do is register to get involved in this program. And there's a registration form right down below this video where you can register. Now, here's the kicker and what you got to be aware of. Obviously, we want to pay the most amount of commissions to the fewest amount of people so that the value of this is greatest, okay? For each person who's helping to get the word out to businesses. We want you to be able to earn as much of that. If there were 10 or 20,000 people that were getting an equal share of that 85% of $675 a week every week, well, that wouldn't be too big a deal. But if there's just a few, and I'm going to limit the amount of people that can be included in that 85% equal share payout of that $675 every week. Okay, I'm going to limit that based on the development of the program in Omaha. Okay, so stay tuned, and when you sign up, you also receive a weekly or regular email that keeps you informed as to what's going on, and also you can go to the website. By the way, Weekly Cash Awards is a .com trademark, weeklycashawards.com. That's how you get to this video. Or smartphoneassociates.com. That's how you get to this video. Or minilevelmarketing.com. That's how you get to this video and to the sign up form and all the graphics and information that goes along with this program for you, the apartment dwellers group advertising sales, mini level marketing, smartphone associates. Well, thank you so much for viewing. It's long video. I realize that, and I really appreciate your taking your time to listen to it. But as you can see, a good complex program, while it may be very simple in its operation, and it has to be chewed up in little bites, and that sometimes takes a little chewing in order to really get the flavor and the nutrition from the whole program. So that's the reason for the length of the video, and I do appreciate it, and I will be able to meet every one of the sales group people that are apartment dwellers, and I look forward to that. Thank you.